This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Postcast, brought by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, now the number one sports podcast in America, and of course, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel, and it's my birthday, and the Cincinnati Reds are victors over the St. Louis Cardinals 4-2. Today's episode is brought to you by Kalshi. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code LOCKEDON to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Trade on anything. We're going to get to it on tonight's show. The bullpen shows up and dominates. Tyler Stevenson is just inevitable, like Thanos. Rhett Lowder had it right. But baby, oh baby, we start the game. We start the show with the player of the game, Geno!
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Now, do you guys remember back in May when Geno came off the IL and I came on here and I said, the team is better when Geno's around. And they obviously have gone through that little bit of like lull that we've called the 2026 season. But I don't know if you noticed, with the win tonight against St. Louis, they guaranteed a winning road trip coming out of the All-Star break. They have now won 5 of their last 7 games. And Geno's been playing a lot better. He's been playing significantly better. He's been hot. He's homering a lot right now. In his last 7 games, he has 4 home runs. I think that those go hand in hand, right? Yeah, I did the 6-7. I know. But those go hand in hand in the sense that they, it seems like the Reds respond so well to Geno, where when Geno's doing his thing, the team's doing their thing. His 203rd home run tonight as a member of the Cincinnati Reds ties him for 10th all-time against Eric Davis. Now, Eric Davis one time wore a St. Louis Cardinals jersey. I like to block that out of my memory. Much like I have a feeling I'm going to try to block LeBron James playing for the Philadelphia 76ers out of my memory. Another show, another time. And but man, just so fun to see. He gets on base 3 times tonight. He gets the homer. Obviously, that's the big one. That's really the kind of thing that had the game going. Then he has a single earlier in the game as well, and then he draws that walk in the end where they bring in Key Brian Hayes. So Geno's getting on base, and I think right now his slugging in these last 7. Let me pull this up real quick while I have this going on for you guys. Has been awesome. Like, he's really turned the corner, and this whole team is they're playing such good baseball right now. And it's been really hard to come up here, right, and do these shows, and you guys coming on here after each show for a while now, like leading to the All-Star break. It had been rough, right? And now they're playing really good ball. I mean, do I think this is like they're going to go on a run here? I'm not optimistic, but am I going to enjoy what they're doing right now? Yeah. I'm absolutely going to enjoy what they're doing right now. This is so nice to see. So let's just look at the first 4 in the order. Elly goes 1 for 4 with a walk. Scores a run. 2 stolen bases, by the way. Sal Stewart goes 2 for 5 with a run. JJ Bleday goes 1 for 5 with a run. And of course, Geno goes 2 for 4 with a homer, 2 RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Geno's OPS is now up to 699, which isn't great per se, but where he's trajecting has been pretty nice. So yeah, he's got a 741 slug his last 7 games. Even if you go a little farther than that, it's not as good, but it's still very good. His last 15, he's got a 582 slug. Geno's up to something. He's definitely got it going on, and it's been so nice to see. Let's get to the turning point of the game too.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
You know where it was? The 7th inning, the Reds are down 2-1. Sal Stewart's on the bag, and Geno goes deep to make it 3-2 and get a nice win for the Cincinnati Redlegs tonight. You love to see it. 11 hits as a team tonight. Don't hate that whatsoever. Hey, let's talk about another guy who did their thing tonight, and that's Rhett Lowder.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
So I saw a couple questions in there who were asking, did you enjoy the hats? I love when they do specialty hats like this. I love Hall of Fame week. The fact that they're doing it this way, I like it. I think it's pretty solid. And I think the hats look pretty good. Actually, will say I liked the colors of St. Louis's, but I'm not ever going to say I like anything the St. Louis Cardinals have on their uniforms. Okay, that's a lie. The powder blues are cool. Don't get mad at me. It's my birthday. I'm allowed to say what I want. Anyway, let's get to Rhett Lowder tonight because it was the best he's looked in a long time. So he goes 5 innings tonight, has 1 hit on 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. I was so impressed to see him kind of just put all that behind him. He was back to being Rhett the Hitman Hart, right? Like we get to use that again. So the thing that I really liked about it is you could just tell from jump, he was ready to roll. You could tell that he was going to go dominate. You tell he was ready to roll and he was ready to get this thing taken care of. So it was so nice to see him just go up there, take care of business, own the Cardinals, which anytime you own the Cardinals, it's cool in my book. I just thought he was outstanding tonight. I thought he did so much for this team to get them feeling really good about themselves. And I felt like he's just brought a whole new energy with this today. I hope he can keep it up because we know things have been very up or down with him, obviously with the injuries and, the season he's had where he's been a little inconsistent. The walks have been much higher than any of us imagined. He's gone in and out of the bullpen. He's been through a lot this year, and I get a lot of people who are like DFA the guy, he's done. Like, this is the guy's first full season of Major League Baseball. I believe he's got it. The franchise believes he's got it. And I really feel like you're going to see the fan base kind of say all along, like at some point down the road, this guy's pretty good. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. But hey, there are a few more guys who kind of did their thing tonight for the Reds, including one Tyler Stevenson. So I want to talk about Stevenson for a second here as well and more, but we'll get back to that right after this. But first, I got to tell you guys about our friends over at Stance. If I can find Oh, well, great. I don't have the banner. Anywho, let's just go ahead and get into this. As the official sock partner in Major League Baseball, Stance knows greatness isn't built in a single moment. It's earned over time through consistency, preparation, and showing up every day. That's why each week we're recognizing one player whose performance embodies those same qualities. For those who don't know, I love Stance socks. I have way too many. They do these vintage basketball ones where I got these Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway ones. I'm a big Disney aficionado. I do Disney travel agent work. I got the Mickey Mouse ones. And during the All-Star break when they were in Cincinnati in 2016, I actually even got some custom ones with my name on them. And it says the 24 on it because, it's my birthday. It's the 24th. These socks are so comfortable. Like I said, I've had these for about 11 years and they still are in great condition. They're not torn up. The logos haven't faded. They're excellent. I absolutely love Stance. It's one of my favorite products that we promote. And if you haven't gotten Stance socks already, now's the time to do so. But this week's everyday icon, I already talked about it in Seg 1, Eugenio Suarez, who has slugged .749 over his last 7 games with 4 homers and 6 RBIs. The everyday icon is presented by Stance. Check out the Icon Collection from Stance. Premium comfort, performance, and durability designed for whatever your day brings. Use promo code LOCKEDON at checkout for 20% off your purchase. Stance, the official sock partner at NBA and of the Major League Baseball. Learn more at stance.com. We are also brought to you by Kalshi. Right now, make baseball season more each year. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market, you can trade on every single game. So if you're looking at Saturday when the Reds are taking on the St. Louis Cardinals, the Reds are currently trading at 48% to beat St. Louis, meaning a $100 payout pays out $201.01 if they win. On Kalshi, you're trading its peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use Locked On to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, visit kalshi.com/regulatory. You already live and die by the Reds. You're already an everydayer here on Locked On. So why don't you step your everydayer game up and join the Locked On Reds Everydayer Club? Go to LockedOnReds.supercast.com. You get access to ad-free episodes of all your favorite Locked On shows, not just us here at Locked On Reds. Say you're going to follow me over at Locked On Cavs. Probably not after today's news. Say you want to check out Jake and Joe at Locked On Bengals. They've got you covered there. Say you're a Pacers fan. Tony East has you covered there. There's a whole lot, and we can get you all squared away with all of your favorite shows over at the Locked On Everydayer Club. Click the notes in the description to learn more. Hey, let's talk about Tyler Stevenson, shall we?
This is what you'll be talking about.
So I feel like every week, every game now, I'm talking about stuff he's doing for this team. And today he has 2 more hits. He has the first RBI in the game. He has that ground rule double. And he's just kind of become so stable. And he's been so talented for this team. And now it's kind of the situation where I feel like every day we're now kind of wondering, is this it? Is he leaving the team? Are they going to trade him in a couple weeks next week at the deadline? And I go back and forth. Do I fully think he'll be gone? Yes. I fully imagine the Reds are going to try to get something for him. And I feel like if they let him walk for nothing this offseason, if whatever that means, then they're not doing themselves a service unless they think they can sign him back, which I don't think they believe they can. Conversations sound like neither side is very comfortable with the fact of them moving forward. Here's what I'll say. I feel like for him, it's kind of like, it's clicking at the right time. And a lot of people are like, well, that's where you got to trade him. I agree. Does it hurt me to say that? Yeah, it does. I thought he would be a stable in the future. They would sign a long-term deal. But we also thought the Reds would be a team that was going to be winning a lot more than in his tenure, right? We felt like this was a team that was going to be competing year in and year out as these young guys were coming up and doing their job and making things happen and, getting more and more mature on the field and becoming better ball players. And that hasn't happened to the extent, and that's not Tyler Stevenson's fault. I mean, this is a guy who his first couple of years battled a ton of injuries, right? You remember was a 22 season, which was a disaster in and of itself as an organization, but he kept getting hurt. He broke his collarbone. He had a few other weird injuries that year. It was inevitable he was going to get hurt that time. Remember, he went through that whole weird thing when they wanted him to play first base, and I was like, I don't think this is for him. Remember, we got these reports he was shagging fly balls in left field, seeing if he could play left field. Thank God we didn't get to that point. It's almost like now they can kind of say look, here's our catcher. A lot of teams out there need catchers right now. The Dodgers, the Yankees. This guy can hit, and this guy is a wizard with the ABS. So if you have a package for a guy right now who is literally in his last 30 games has an OPS just under 900. No, I have that wrong. It's just under 930. It's literally at 926 right now in his last 30 games. You can sell that to teams, be like, you give me something, we can make a deal for this. This is what this guy's worth. You can almost set the price of or maybe we think since now we're 4 games out of the wild card, maybe now we think we have a chance. I wouldn't go that far, but you can almost understand the Reds. They're 6 games out of the wild card. So yeah, it's still ways to go. But I feel like what they've been able to get from Tyler Stevenson has been awesome. And I've really enjoyed watching him this year ever since I basically was like, bro, you're in a contract year. And he was just like, I know, dude. And we'll go take it from there. So that's been really fun to see. And I've really enjoyed that from him as well. Other guys who've kind of been talked about quite a bit with the trade market, Nathaniel Lowe had 2 hits today. His OPS is up to 800. He swung the bat really well of late. Spencer Steer is a name I'm seeing quite a bit. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't want to imagine a world without Spencer Steer, but at this point, for the right price, what Ted DiBiase used to say, everybody has a price. I'd be willing to kind of listen to it there. So that's interesting to see how things are going to go here, but I've really enjoyed what things have looked like for this team of late. And I've really enjoyed seeing these guys play really well for a few days here. It's been a fun win streak. It's been a fun road trip, a road trip that I was really nervous about because of how things were ending at the before the All-Star break, but they found a way to kind of keep it going. Let's do a second guess for the Cardinals, and then we'll talk about the bullpen.
Since hindsight is always 20/20, let's deliver today's second guess.
How about old Mr. Alec Burleson out there just swinging away at everything? 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and he looked like it could have been 7 strikeouts with 4 at-bats. That's how bad he was swinging the bat. But you know what? It's always fun to make fun of the Cardinals, so I'm not going to take any chance tonight. And I want to end the show tonight by giving our flowers to the bullpen, who had to patch together 4 innings. They were really good in 4 innings. They only have 1 hit that they give up, and that was TJ Antone. By the way, he was awesome. They've got 5 strikeouts as a group, no walks, and obviously didn't give up any runs either. So we see Julian Garcia come in. He gets his first big league win. Pretty cool. I am shocked how good he's been. Do I think this is going to last? I don't know. But for the time being, it's been really good. Caleb Ferguson gets them started. He gets first. He's kind of the one guy who had the worst of it because he was 2/3 of an inning and has a walk. Garcia comes in, ends his inning, which Geno comes and hits the homer. Brock Burke has a really good inning. TJ Antone has a really good inning. And like TJ Antone, I know it's just kind of has a whole lot built up from his time off and, all the ups and downs of injuries. But I love the fact that anytime he does what he needs to do, he has just like that emotion. I think right now he has the best ERA in the bullpen. That's been pretty cool to see. And then Emilio Pagan's been pitching really well of late. He picked up his 10th save. He's got 3 saves this week between the 2 in Seattle and this one. So he's starting to pitch much better. He's got a 284 in his last 7 games with 4 saves and 6 1/3 inning, 10 strikeouts, and a .79 whip in that frame. He's been excellent. And I was really nervous that he was not going to be. And not just because going into the season, I felt that way. And he's been really good since he came back from the IL. So maybe that injury is bugging him a little more than we thought it was, but so be it. One more thing I want to mention before we get out of here. Elly De La Cruz had 2 steals today. He's got 18 on the year. I love it. I have not shied away from the fact that I have been saying forever, run Elly. Yes, we're going to have the banner run through the rest of the show. I think this is the Reds' best way of creating runs. I think he's the Reds' best player. He's shown that he's been swinging the bat extremely well. He's 4th in the league right now in average exit velocity, along with Jordan Walker's right behind him. Just keep doing it. Keep giving him opportunities to steal. Keep making things happen, and it's going to help the Reds out so much more because the way he's playing right now, I think he can do just about anything on the field. But we're going to go ahead and roll out of here on this one. The Reds are victors. Happy birthday to me. Against the St. Louis Cardinals, 4-2. The Reds have 4 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Cardinals have 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Julian Garcia is your winner. He picks up his first big league win. He is 1-2 with a 3.14 ERA. George Soriano gets the loss. He is 3-3 with a 3.57. Emilio Pagan picks up his 10th save. He is now at a 5.31 ERA. And now we look forward to tomorrow to see if the Reds can take yet another series. As they keep this thing going on, then they're on the road, and then they're going against the Cardinals tomorrow at 7:15. It's Green Day. Hunter Greene takes the hill. He's had 2 really good starts his last 2 outings. Can he keep it up? He'll be going against. He's 2-1 with a 6.06. He'll be going against Andre Palante, who is 10-6 with a 4.02 ERA. First pitch is at 7:15, so I imagine I'll be here about 10 o'clock or so. Thank you all so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. This has been the highlight of my day. So I appreciate you all so much. Everyone, thank you again. Please be sure to stay subscribed, notified, all the above, so you can not only get me after every game, but Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well, especially this week with the trade deadline. Thank you all again. I'm Tim Daniel. Go Red Legs. I'll see you tomorrow.